Hey, what is up everybody? It's Connor here from Geek on Your Face. Time for take 2 of this frackin' deck. Welcome back to Millennium Duels Best Decks. Today we're going to be going over a deck that you've probably been requesting for a while. I know I've seen it a couple times in the comments, but we're going to be going over a Dragon Ruler deck. Now this Dragon Ruler deck is going to exclude all the baby Dragon Ruler cards like Blaster, or no, sorry, what is his name? His name is Burner. Burner, Dragon Ruler, Sparks. It's going to include the baby Dragon Rulers and stuff like that. Because the deck stands alone just by itself fine anyway. We have a pretty decent draw. Of course, most draws in the Dragon Ruler deck. You can make some interesting stuff happen with them. Dragon Rulers are really awesome at controlling the graveyard and the banished zones. What you can do pretty easily is stock up your graveyard, and then it's kind of like having a second hand almost. And we're going to be able to get out a pretty beast card right off the bat. We're going to use Tidal Dragon Ruler of Waterfall's effect, and I'm going to be able to put some stuff into my banished zone, and it's going to enable me to get out a pretty decent Synchro Summon right away. That's what I would say Dragon Ruler's main strengths are, not in the cards themselves, but the super easy summons that they have. It allows you to basically get level 7 XYZs, or level 8 and up Synchro Summons, which is what I'm going to be going for right here. I'm going to get Star Eater, level 11 Synchro in my very first turn. Pretty decent, I would say, for a first turn. And what it is that I really like about Synchros with Dragon Rulers is it gets you, it doesn't really minus any cards. Normally you would be giving up 2 resources or more for a Synchro Summon, but in this case you're not really, because Dragon Rulers can take advantage of the cards in your graveyard pretty easily. So those cards are still in use. Those 2 cards in my graveyard, can still pretty much use them freely however I want to with my Dragon Ruler cards. As you're about to see next turn, I'm going to take advantage of that right away when I go ahead and I get Redox out on the field, and then I'm going to Synchro Summon again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the 2 cards in my graveyard, and then it's basically like they were in my hand, right? So we're going to get Redox out in the field, and then we're going to head and use Tidal Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls to search for another Tidal Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. These cards are so awesome when they're used together in a big bunch of them, because they're basically just search for themselves when you use them. It's really useful. Now, I don't have Stardust Dragon in here for some reason. I don't think I had the card at this point when I made the deck. This is a really old deck of mine. But it still stands the test of time in my opinion. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Crimson Blader. I probably would have picked Crimson Blader over Stardust Dragon anyway, just because Crimson Blader has awesome restriction effects and stuff like that. It's just a really awesome card in general. I'm going to use Tempest Dragon Ruler Storms here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the stuff in my graveyard again, just get as much use out of the cards as possible. And then I'm going to pop Skill Drain nearing the end of this turn. Skill Drain is super awesome in Dragon Ruler decks because it allows you to negate their bad effects while maintaining their good effects. So what Skill Drain does is that negates monster effects when they resolve, but they can still be activated. So what that means is that Dragon Rulers, when you summon them with their effect of banishing monsters, they go away at the end of your opponent's next end phase. So what that means is that you're kind of still down cards, right? That's not the best thing. But if you pop Skill Drain, they don't go away during the end phase, but you can still activate their effects to get them on the field super easily. So it's really awesome way of doing things. See here, it was just negated and it stays on the field. So it's very useful. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Gold Sarcophagus here. Now Gold Sarcophagus has a little bit of a different use in this deck than it does in most. Because of the way that the Dragon Rulers work, I can actually just put that in my banished zone, and then because of its effect, it'll allow me to search for another Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos to add to my hand. So it's kind of just like I just searched for a Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos, right? Super awesome card to combo with. And we're just going to go ahead and finish him off. There's not really a lot that he can do here. We're going to basically just bombard him with super high attack power monsters that were super easy to get out on the field in the first place. Not much more to be said there. There's a couple tricks in the recipe portion of the video, which you're going to get into any second here, that I'm going to show you that can help you guys with card draw, which is very important for this deck. We have 3 Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos. I'm not really going to go over the Dragon Ruler's effects individually. These are pretty similar. You guys should probably know them by now. Card Trooper, we have 2 of them. This allows you to stock up your graveyard, which is very important in this deck that works a lot of effects through your graveyard. Dandelion is a really good card just in general, and I think it fits in here super well, because if you do need to summon Dragon Ruler the normal way with a tribute summon, it's very easy to do with this card. Debris Dragon, this is a very good tuner monster, and also it's a good searcher monster for stuff in your graveyard. There's a lot of uses for it. Dragunity Corsica, obviously this would be your level 8 Synchro material guy. He works really awesome in a Dragon Ruler deck. Effect Veiler, always good to have this guy around, as well as being a level 1 tuner. He also has an awesome effect. Max C allows you to kind of control your opponent's next turn. Pretty useful card. Red Ox Dragon Ruler Boulders, Tempest Dragon Ruler Storms, obviously, and we're going to have a Flame Bell Guard, and the reason why we're going to have a Flame Bell Guard is going to be explained a little bit later. You guys might already see the cards now, but Tidal Dragon Ruler Waterfalls, obviously we have 3 of them. Then we're going to have a Burial from a Different Dimension, pretty self-explanatory, always good to fill up your graveyard again. And then we're going to have 3 Cards of Consonance. Cards of Consonance works awesome with Flame Bell Guard, as well as the other Dragunity monster, Derby Dragon, Dragunity Corsica, all that stuff works super awesome. Dark Hole, pretty self-explanatory card there. Dragon Ravine allows you to play around with stuff in your graveyard, all that kind of stuff, searching cards, it's all good. Dragon Ravine is pretty awesome in this deck. Foolish Burial, always good to keep your graveyard stocked up. Gold Sarcophagus is kind of like a searcher in this deck in more ways than one. Lightning Vortex, discard 1 card, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls, obviously good in a deck that revolves around you having a decent graveyard. Sacred Sword of 7 Stars, very awesome card draw, as well as controlling your banished zone. Rakegi Break, discard 1 card, just target 1 card in the field. That could be switched with another skill drain, it's up to you. 1 return from different dimension, pretty self-explanatory there. But yeah, you could swap out Rakegi Break for another skill drain, and that'd be okay. In the extra portion of the deck, we have Armory Arm. I'm not really going to go over the effects of a lot of these guys, just because you can put anything in your extra deck depending on how you want to play the duel. It really just depends on your style of dueling, what you put in here. Colossal Fighter, just in case you go up against warriors, really. Crimson Blader is a pretty good synchro to have in a lot of cases. Mistbird Colossus, Orient Dragon, Star Eater, Mecha Phantom Beast, Drakasak, and Big Eye are really awesome having decks that run around level 7 monsters, because they're so awesome. That's going to be it for the Dragon Rulers, guys. I hope you enjoyed. That's all the time I got for now, so I will see you next time. Bye!